This was bad. They were just kind of expensive. Well, they were $13. I'm going to talk about drinks next, which that is kind of a disaster. But hi, and welcome back to Veggies by EOS. I am going to be doing my second what I spent in a month, so if you didn't see my first one, I'll go ahead and link that below. That was when I tracked my October spending, and a lot of things happened, and it was way more money than I normally spend in a month. So I'm hoping that February will be a pretty normal what I spend in a month. Today is February 3rd, so I'm already a couple of days into this, and I started off really well. And haven't spent money on food. I actually didn't spend any money at all until last night. I needed to buy 2 things for school for my saxophone, and they were kind of expensive, almost $100 for these 2 things. So it really just depends on the month. I mean, you're gonna have some months where you need to buy books and stuff for school, and some months where you're not gonna have to buy that stuff. So that happened yesterday, but I do know for a fact that I'm gonna spend less money on going out to eat this month. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I think, because I have a gift card, and then I actually think I'm going to use that today. And then I have a Groupon that I purchased 2 months ago for a $20 gift card. So between those two, hopefully that means my amount of spending on food will be less this month. We'll see. Hopefully it's not that bad. She's not gonna need any food because I just bought food. So that'll be a good thing. I won't be spending that much money on her, I think. So I guess I'll see you in a month, and hopefully I didn't spend that much money, but I guess we're gonna find out together. Fast forward 1 month. As you can tell, I have a quite different layout today because little Miss Kaya decided to throw up on my bed. So we're on the ground today. But today I'm going to be talking about what I spent in a month for February 2021. I still can't believe we're in 2021. We're in March already. And just a disclaimer, I realized halfway into the month that February is the shortest month of the year. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but what I decided to do was start on February 1st, and instead of just doing February, I went ahead and also included March 1st and March 2nd in this, so this is technically a full month, but we do have a full 30 days. I'm going to go ahead and make a graph just like I did last video. If you didn't check out my last video, I did October of last year, and there were quite a few extra expenses that I did not expect in that month. I'm very happy to say that I spent less money this month than I did in October. I also make more money now than I did back in October, so that's another very good thing. My total spending for this video is pretty close to what I make in a month, whereas I think my October video, I'm pretty sure my spending was double what I made that month. No, it was more than double. Check out that video if you haven't, if you like watching these what I spent in a month. And I'll just go ahead and get into my first category. My first category is kind of big. I lump together all grocery store purchases, drugstore purchases, any type of food related stuff, household, bathroom, stuff like that. So all of that is lumped into one category. I kind of wanted to separate it, but at the same time, this is stuff you have to buy every month anyway, so I just put it all in one category. And my total for the month was $260. This is a lot better than I did in October, a lot better. I do think this could still be lower, but I'll say about 60 of it was on household type, actual items, whereas about 200 of it was on food. And I think $200 a month on groceries for one person is a little high. It could be better, but I don't think that's bad. This also included when I literally bought a huge tray of sushi from H-E-B. That's in one of my other vlogs, but this money includes the big sushi tray I bought. I think that was $18. So 18 of this was just a sushi tray. A couple things I want to point out that are not typical is I did buy my protein powder. I actually stocked up on protein powder. I got 3 protein powders this month, so that is... Also, I got protein powder in my October video, so now I guess I know. I buy protein powder about every 4 months. Okay, that's not that bad. So my protein powder was around $30-ish. I only spend that every 4 months. I also bought Girl Scout cookies. Can't say no to Girl Scout cookies. Speaking of cookies, I also bought Cheryl's cookies online because I haven't had them in honestly years. and that they were just kind of expensive. Well, they were $13, but that's expensive for 6 cookies, so. And then this also included printer ink. I got from my roommate's printer, so that is also something I typically don't spend money on. Considering everything, the fact that I had protein powder, a few things that I normally don't buy, like the sushi, the cookies, the printer ink, etc., I would say this is a pretty good amount of money. A little higher than I'd want, but with all those extra things, I think we're doing good. The next category is going out to eat. So this includes both food or desserts, but it does not include drinks. I'm going to talk about drinks next, which that is kind of a disaster. But for food and going out to eat this month, I spent $84. I know $84 is a lot of money, but I feel like that's actually pretty good. I think I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I had a few like coupons and stuff, so this would have been a little bit higher without those coupons, but overall, I'm pretty okay with $84 in a month on going out to eat. Could be better, but I mean, I know people that spend way more than that. I know people that spend $84 on going out to eat in a week, or less than that, so I'm pretty good. I'm pretty fine with $84. So the next category is drinks, and not proud to say it, I'm also a little upset with myself just because before I moved to Texas, this category would be 0. And when I say 0, I mean literally. I did not buy coffee. I did not buy matcha. Boba wasn't really a thing, / still isn't really a thing in Central Illinois. I mean, they have a new shop now, but it's a much bigger thing in Texas, let's say that. And okay, I spent $68 on drinks. I'm not proud of it, but hear me out. This is the one thing that makes me happy. And like, before I started drinking stuff like this, like matcha, most of this is on matcha and boba. Oh, I do want to mention, I am making a Starbucks video, me trying out Starbucks drinks. So about 4-ish of these drinks, maybe 5, I literally just bought them for that video. If I wasn't making that video, this would be quite a bit less. I want to say it would be closer to, I don't know, 50-ish dollars. Yeah. No, yeah, it would probably be less than $50. I don't know. So that is part of the reasoning I am actually making a YouTube video about Starbucks drinks. So part of it was that. I also just love boba and I love matcha and all of those coffee addicts that I thought were crazy for going to Starbucks every day and buying coffee every day that's expensive. I like understand you now because like I want to do that with boba and matcha. I don't let myself go every day, but if it's the one thing that makes me happy and it's really the only thing I like spend extra money on, I mean, realistically, $67 a month. Some people have hobbies that cost way more than $67 a month. I know some people buy clothes all the time, which cost way more than that. I'm trying to validate myself that spending $67 or $68 a month on drinks is okay. It's not, but we're gonna pretend it's okay. You can roast me in the comments, or let me know how much you spend on drinks a month. Maybe you spend more than me, and that'll actually make me feel better, so let me know. Too many drinks, but is that gonna stop me? Probably not. I'm making more Starbucks videos, so this category is probably not gonna go down anytime soon. Also, I do want to mention this. So I now have a job as a TA at Texas Tech, and I still work at Domino's, just literally 1 4-hour shift once a week, so it's not that bad. I am honestly very busy. Like, I'm so behind on everything. I'm kind of a disaster, but I do like my Domino's job. I like my coworkers. Plus, it's about an extra $300 a month. So I'm making my TA stipend money. And then on top of that, I also am getting $300 a month from Domino's. And I mean, looking back, so like my food going out to eat was about $86 and my drinks was about $70. If you add that together, that's still only about half of what I make at Domino's, which again, Domino's is my extra second job. I technically don't need to work at Domino's, so that's another reason why I feel like it's okay to spend a little bit more on drinks than say I used to, just because I am making more money than I was last semester. And yeah, half of my Domino's income is going to food and drinks, and the other half is going to, I don't know, you'll see. Well, let's move on to the next category. Gas. I spent $54 on gas, but I do want to mention I filled up my tank completely near the very end of the month. So I mean, even right now, I'm filming this on March 3rd, by the way. So I stopped doing this yesterday, which was March 2nd, and I filled up just a few days ago. So my current gas is going to get me through probably most of March because I really don't drive that much. So yes, I spent $54 on gas, but that's honestly going to last me most of March as well. The next category is Kaya. which is this little puppy right here. The Kaya category was $92. And so this is kind of a weird month. So she got sick. She's actually still a little bit sick. So the $92 was the vet bill, which isn't that bad for a vet bill. The reason why I'm going to say $92 is pretty average for what I spend in a month on her is because I didn't buy any food or treats or supplements for her this month. When you add all of that together, I want to say it is about $90 a month. I'd have to do the exact math, but I would say $92 a month on her is pretty average. What was the October one, Kaya? I think it was $350. I don't remember. She cost a lot of money. Oh, now we have the other category. And okay, so this was bad. I want to say usually my other categories like maybe 40 or 50 bucks. Like maybe I'll buy one thing on Amazon, get a car wash. That's it. So this is my other category. It's $289. Yikes. I spent about $84 on saxophone related things. One of these is a ligature that should last me for like years and years, so that's fine. And then reeds, you need to buy reeds every once in a while if you play a reed instrument, so can't really do anything about that. $4 on a car wash, that's fine. $19 for a parking permit, so since it's most of the way through the year already, the cheapest parking permits were $19, and that allows me to, one, park at the gym whenever I want, because before, without a parking permit, you can only park there for free on the weekends, and I can park anywhere on campus after 5:30 p.m. And they usually don't ticket anyway, but I decided, might as well, if it's $19, I might as well just pay the $19. I don't have to worry about getting a ticket. I can park anytime at night. I can go to the gym whenever, so I don't have to worry about figuring out a specific gym routine. So to me, spending $19 on that parking permit was totally fine and reasonable. The next thing in this category is $80 on getting my taxes done. So that's obviously a once a year type of charge. Happened to fall in February. I actually already got my tax return, so that was a lot of money, and I'm glad about that. So I spent $80 to get my taxes done, but I made well more than that on getting money back, so I think that's $80 well worth spent. The next thing, I spent $37. Okay, you know how I always tell you guys how I literally never buy clothes? So I really usually never buy clothes, but I had to buy myself this sweatshirt. Let me show you. Kaya's interested. I had to buy myself this Spencer Reid sweatshirt. I got it on Etsy. I can put the link in the description because if you watch Criminal Minds and you love Spencer Reid, you need to get this. I mean, you don't because it's expensive, but I was thinking about buying it for like 2 months, and then I finally just said, you've been thinking about buying this for 2 months, just buy it. It was kind of expensive for a sweatshirt, but if you want something that bad, just buy it. So that's my birthday present to myself, so I think that's okay. Okay, 2 more things in my other category. Again, these are all things that I typically don't buy. Like, the only thing in this category that I would typically buy in a month is the car wash, which is literally $4. The rest of the the rest of the $280 is stuff that I really, some of these are completely one-time purchases, some are just very rare. Like the taxes, that's a once-a-year type thing, obviously. The next thing was I spent $15 on a gift card to my friend. She was just kind of going through a rough time, and I was like, I know that this is her favorite coffee shop, so I'm just gonna send her a $15 gift card to her favorite coffee shop. So I did that. And the last thing in my other category is I spent $50 on photos. So I can insert some of the photos here. I did have a friend of mine does photography on the side, and he did charge me a cheaper rate for being a friend, which I really appreciated. So that was only $50 for a nice photo session. I got some really good photos out of it. So to me, considering I haven't had a professional picture taken of myself since 2016, which was 5 years ago, I think this was $50 very, very well spent. That is my other category. I hope no other month has my other category close to $300. This was kind of ridiculous, but just wanted to kind of explain myself because hopefully it makes sense why I spent that much this month. My other category legitimately is usually like 40 bucks, 50 bucks, 60 bucks. It's never this much. Next is rent, which is $410, which is what I mentioned last time. Okay, we're back. Little Miss Kaya did throw up. So that was, I'm doing laundry and everything. That was kind of a mess. Anyway, back to what I spent in February. This next category is reoccurring bills. So this is pretty similar to my October one. My internet is still $21 a month. Gas is higher than last time because we're using more gas because of the heat. So that was $26. Electric is lower because we're not using the AC. So electric was $40. My phone, I've been paying $56 for a while now. So phone is $56 a month. Netflix, I split with my sister, so $7 a month. YouTube Premium, which is the best out of everything on this list, the best $12 I spent in February. So YouTube Premium, in my opinion, is totally worth $12 a month. Adobe Creative Cloud is $21 a month, which I think is too expensive, but I'm so used to using Adobe for editing that I don't want to go back to anything else. Well, not even go back to anything else. Like, I started with Adobe, so that's why I'm so comfortable with it, because I haven't used anything else. So Adobe is really expensive, but I'm just so used to it, I can't just stop. And the last thing I included in this category, I decided to include, so now that I'm a TA, my tuition is paid for, but we still have to pay for fees, which are pretty expensive. They're nothing compared to tuition, but it is still a lot of money, and I went ahead and divided it to see how much is it a month. So per month, I spend $387 on fees, and this includes being able to use the rec center. That's about the only perk you get. The rest is just fees that go to the university. Although $387 is still a lot per month, that's still a lot better than paying tuition, which would have been about 3 or 4 times that. Actually, yeah, about 4 times that or 5 times that. So I didn't even include tuition on my last what I spent just because it was so astronomical. I currently spend $387 a month to attend grad school. So that's not that bad considering what it is. My total in these reoccurring bill category is $571. So again, most of that is my tuition. Well, again, it's fees, it's not tuition, but I'm just calling it tuition. It's technically still tuition, honestly. Without the tuition, that's actually not that bad, and then once you put the tuition in there, it gets pretty pricey. So $571 on reoccurring stuff. My last category is insurance, the category we all love to waste our money on. So my car insurance is only $54 a month, which I feel like is really good, so I'm not complaining about that. My health insurance, kind of expensive. Well, it's $288, and that, talking to other people, I feel like that's actually a good price. That's still kind of ridiculous that I'm spending almost $300 a month on insurance, and then I still have all these insurance problems. That's a whole other story. Anyway, Shelby Church just recently uploaded a video saying she got insurance, and she's paying $310 a month, and her deductible is $8,000, which that sounds terrible. So my insurance is at least better than that and cheaper than that. So that's good, but $300 a month on insurance is still a lot of money. And my last bit of insurance is I do spend $12 on rental insurance. I've never needed to use it. I've had rental insurance for, I want to say, the past 4 years. You never know when something could happen. So in my opinion, to pay $12 a month on rental insurance, I think it's worth it. My total spending for the month of February was $2,183. So kind of a lot of money. I did the math, figured out how much I make a month. And this amount of money I spend is about $200 to $300 more than what I make in a month, which obviously isn't good. Although, oh my gosh, compared to my last video, this is so much better than my last video. That was so bad. One thing I do want to mention is I was a teacher for 3 years, so I was able to grow my savings account quite a bit while I was teaching, so I always have money from my savings account that I could pull from if I need to. And my second thing I was going to say is, like I already mentioned, my other category was way, 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 way higher than normal this month. Everything else was generally pretty normal, I would say, but my other category was about $250 more than it usually is, and considering the amount I spent is about $250 more than I make, I would say on an average month I actually do spend what I make, and I don't go over. Another thing to point out is things like my tuition and my health insurance, I need to pay upfront at the beginning, January. So my insurance and my tuition, I already have those paid off, and I pay those in January. So those are not things that I actually pay monthly. I put it on here because I still, if you do the math and divide it by however many months I paid for, I'm still technically paying that each month, but I paid it all in one big lump sum at the beginning of the semester in January. That's another thing to take into account. I mean, what was my tuition was almost $400 and my insurance is almost $300. So that's $700 a month that is in here, but that's not money that I'm actually actively paying each month. It's money that I've already paid, it's paid off, I don't have to think about it. So if you keep that in mind, I'm spending quite a bit less than I'm actually making a month, which is good. But I think that's all I have to say. I kind of like making these videos because I like seeing what I'm spending my money on and just knowing like what you spend your money on. Like for example, my other category this month was literally ridiculous. But let me know if you like this video or if you have any ideas for me to do a similar video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye.